The 2024 Senate map was always going to be challenging for Democrats, who are looking to defend 23 seats across the country as compared to just 11 for Republicans. Democrats currently hold a 51-49 advantage in the chamber, but are almost certainly guaranteed to lose the seat held by independent Joe Manchin in West Virginia, who decided not to run for re-election. So given the way polls look in Montana, incumbent Democrat Jon Tester also facing a tall task. Democrats' only real pickup chances were thought to be long shots in Texas and Florida. But what if another state could unexpectedly help them? Polls show a tightening Senate race in Nebraska, of all places, where incumbent Republican Senator Deb Fischer is looking to fend off independent candidate Dan Osborn. So here with us now to take a closer look at an unexpectedly close race is state government reporter at the Lincoln Journal-Star, Andrew Wegley. I do want to just say I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska. I just want to get that out there, but completely unbiased here. Andrew, thank you so much for your time here. First, I would like to listen to some of what both campaigns are saying.
Social Security benefits for illegals? Dan Osborn is so far left, he's not right for Nebraska. Deb Fischer fights for us. She stood with Trump to secure our border and protect Social Security. President Trump endorsed. Deb Fischer for Senate.
A broken Washington is failing Nebraska. Corrupt politicians working for special interests, not for us. This year, Nebraska has a different choice.
But an independent there, Dan Osborn, believes he can unseat incumbent Deb Fischer.
A veteran who served his country, an industrial mechanic who actually works for a living.
All right, Andrew, so how unexpected was all of this? Did anyone, including Dan Osborn, expect his campaign to be such a major challenge?
I mean, I think that his campaign would say that they did expect this, but in reality, I don't think anyone saw this coming. As recently as 2 months ago, polls showed that his name ID in the state was less than 50% in August. So voters really didn't know who he was. And for a while, I think that was part of his appeal, just as an alternative change-making candidate. But even Senator Fischer has acknowledged that she did not expect to be in a race this close here in October.
And how did things change relatively so quickly?
I think really it started when an independent poll came out in late August that showed it a close race, and then that kind of gained Dan Osborn some media attention that he wasn't really getting. And then, Senator Fischer's campaign made the decision to launch an ad campaign attacking Dan Osborn, labeling him as a Democrat. And while I think that has had, some effect in gaining her, kind of the stronghold Republican support in the state, it also has shot his name ID up way closer to what hers is. And so it has kind of had a compounding effect on his own campaign, where people in Nebraska now know who he is and have some idea of what he stands for.
Yeah, and I have to say, I mean, the name Osborn is big in Nebraska, period. Harkens back to, longtime Nebraska coach Tom Osborn. But what is this Dan Osborn's? What is his message? How is he connecting with the voters in what is traditionally such a very deeply red state?
Well, he's really leaning on the same kind of populist message that Senator Fischer actually rose to office when she first ran for Senate in 2012. He's leaning into the fact that he was a labor leader. He led the strike at Kellogg's in 2021. He's an industrial mechanic, and as you see, he generally wears denim shirts and occasionally even wear his mechanic earplugs to his campaign events. So he's just leaning into his blue collar roots, and whether or not that people believe it, they certainly are buying it, and they're leaning into it with him.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.